Why is coffee called a cup of joe? The phrase cup of joe is universal. For instance, in New York City alone, you have the Joe Coffee Company, Cup of Joe Coffee Company, and Bread and Joe. But where did this phrase come from? The phrase cup of joe originated in 1930. There are several theories about how it got started, but the most widely accepted one is this. Since Joe refers to an average man, or the average Joe, a cup of joe could simply be a reference to an ordinary person's drink. The first oranges were not orange. In fact, oranges originated in Southeast Asia and were originally green. The fruit only turned orange when grown in cooler climates, where the temperature drop causes the chlorophyll in the skin to break down. In tropical regions like Vietnam or Thailand, oranges often remain green even when fully ripe. There are 293 ways to make change for a dollar. You have 4 quarters, 100 pennies, 1 quarter, 5 dimes, 4 nickels, and 5 pennies. That leaves 290 more ways. You can actually make money watching paint dry. Paint drying watchers observe the drying process of new paint formulas and record their detailed observations, providing paint manufacturers with valuable data that helps them adjust product formulas. You can earn as much as $22 an hour. Just make sure you have plenty of coffee on hand. In 1993's Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams frequently calls the other cast members dear, as part of his British accent and nurturing persona. He used the term a total of 101 times in the film. In 1987, American Airlines wanted to cut costs. They initiated studies in various departments, and one study analyzed what was left on first-class passengers' meal trays. The study found that 3 out of 4 passengers didn't eat the olives that came on the salads. So, American Airlines removed 1 out of 4 olives from the first-class salads. Customers who didn't eat the olives didn't care, and the other passengers didn't notice. American Airlines saved $40,000 a year just by removing 1 olive from first-class passengers' salads. The phrase, "the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," is a pangram, a sentence that contains every letter of the English alphabet at least once. It's often used to test fonts, typewriters, keyboards, and software because it efficiently includes all 26 letters in just 35 characters. Silver Surfer is not just a comic book character. It's also a term used to describe older adults, typically aged 50 and up, who actively use the internet and digital technologies. Silver Surfers engage in activities like social media, online shopping, digital banking, and even video streaming. With more accessible technology, this group has grown significantly, making a big impact on online markets and communities. If you're enjoying this video, check out our book, 1000 Weird But True Facts, on Amazon. You'll learn which Beatles song has a sound that only dogs can hear, and about the organ playing a song that will take 639 years to finish. There are a total of 1,000 facts in 40 different categories. The link is in the description. While Stephen King's fictional Overlook Hotel was based on the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, the film adaptation used Timberline Lodge in Mount Hood, Oregon, for exterior shots. In the book, the number of the Forbidden Room was 217. The owners of the hotel asked the movie producers to change the number of the Forbidden Room to 237 since it doesn't exist at the Timberline. They thought no one would want to stay in room 217. However, according to the owners, this room is requested more often than any other room at Timberline. Daniel Craig made an unexpected cameo in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. He was a stormtrooper, but not just any stormtrooper. He played FN-1824, the one who falls victim to Rey's Jedi mind trick. In the scene, Rey uses the Force to command FN-1824 to release her from captivity, and he reluctantly complies, saying, "I'll tighten those restraints, scavenger," before succumbing and dropping his weapon. Bubble wrap did not start out as a packaging material. It was originally intended as wallpaper. In 1957, inventors Alfred Fielding and Mark Chavans created bubble wrap by sealing two shower curtains together with air pockets. Their original goal was to create textured wallpaper, but it didn't sell. After experimenting with different uses, they discovered its potential as a packaging material, which revolutionized the shipping industry. Fire hydrants are a crucial tool for firefighters, providing them with a connection to the municipal water system for extinguishing fires. But, in an ironic twist, the original patent for the fire hydrant was reportedly lost in a fire at the U.S. Patent Office in 1836. This catastrophic event erased countless records, including the pioneering design for the fire hydrant, often attributed to Frederick Graff Sr., chief engineer of the Philadelphia Water Works. Although Graff's design was widely recognized, the official documentation was never recovered, leaving historians to piece together its origins and innovations through scattered records and anecdotes. Today, we think nothing about taking money out of an ATM. But did you know that the ATM was inspired by a candy vending machine? Scottish inventor John Shepherd Barron was running late one day and didn't make it to his bank in time to withdraw cash for the weekend. He thought that cash ought to be as easy to get as chocolate bars from a dispensing machine. While relaxing one day, Shepherd Barron had an idea. Substituting chocolate bars for cash, he took his idea to his bosses, who in turn presented it to Barclays Bank. Barclays liked the idea, and the first ATM was installed on June 27, 1967, at the Enfield High Street branch of Barclays in the United Kingdom. Now here are 30 seconds of fun facts about apples. There are more than 2,500 varieties of apples grown in the United States, and they come in all shades of red, green, and yellow. Apples are members of the rose family. The apple belongs to the Malus genus, just one of many species in the rose family. The average person eats 65 apples a year. It takes about 36 apples to create 1 gallon of apple cider. And that was 30 seconds of fun facts about apples. How did a tire manufacturer become the expert on fine restaurants? The Michelin tire company ventured into restaurant ratings in 1900 as part of a marketing strategy to encourage automobile travel and, in turn, tire sales. They published the Michelin Guide, a free resource for French motorists that included maps, mechanics, gas stations, and dining and lodging recommendations to make road trips more appealing. In 1926, the guide began awarding stars to exceptional restaurants, starting with a single star. By 1931, the now famous 3-star rating system was introduced. 1 star for a very good restaurant, 2 for excellent cooking worth a detour, and 3 for exceptional cuisine worth a special journey. The 2024 Michelin Guide lists only 145 3-star restaurants worldwide. The Leaning Tower of Pisa was not supposed to lean. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, a freestanding bell tower for Pisa's cathedral, is renowned for its unintended tilt. Construction began in 1173, but by the time the 3rd floor was completed, the tower began to lean due to unstable ground. Efforts to correct the tilt over the years were unsuccessful, and the tower was eventually completed in 1372. Despite its precarious position, it has remained standing thanks to modern stabilization efforts and has become one of Italy's most popular tourist attractions. Sloths are so slow that algae can grow on their fur. These green patches actually help camouflage the sloths in their natural rainforest environment, protecting them from predators. Sloths only come down from trees about once a week to go to the bathroom, and they can sleep up to 20 hours a day. Their slow metabolism and deliberate movements make them one of the most unique creatures on Earth. Why is this called a pound cake? The original recipe was essentially a cake that was made from a pound of flour, a pound of sugar, a pound of eggs, and a pound of butter. This is actually where the pound cake received its name. Each ingredient added to the cake weighed 1 pound. For a small town in Oregon and a tiny village in Scotland, August 9th is a boring and dull day. Boring is a small town of about 2,000 people in northern Oregon. In the Scottish Highlands, dull consists of a single street of houses on the north side of the valley of the River Tay. Celebrating the pairing of boring and dull, the Clackamas County Board of Commissioners in 2012 proclaimed every August 9th to be a boring and dull day. The state of Oregon passed a law in 2013 stating this is a pair for the ages, and every August 9th will be boring and dull day. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the longest wedding veil belongs to Maria Paraskeva, a bride from Cyprus, who dreamed of creating the world's longest veil for her wedding on August 14, 2018. It stretched 22,843 feet, which is over 4 miles, or about the length of 64 football fields, including both end zones. On March 25, 1997, Twister became the first movie to be commercially released on DVD format in the United States. For more interesting facts, check out the video on the screen. Thanks for watching.